Hello, the Astroflower, and welcome to the collective March reading here. And yes, so happy birthday to all you Pisces out there, and also happy birthday to you Aries out there, because obviously you're going to be having your birthday at the end of the month. So happy birthday in particular to my mum and my brother, who have their birthdays on the same day. Happy birthday to you. Let's just see what we're going to do. Is we're going to pull an Astroflower for the monthly reading, overall energies, karmic messages for the spiritual side of life, karmic messages for the material side of life, then week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. That's what we're going to roughly do it in. We'll also be combining how the universe influences all of this. So we'll be going to be pulling 3 cards on each petal. So overall energies, we get the moon. A lot of unforeseen, bonjour. A lot of unforeseen things on the overall energies. I think this comes out of that purification of the month of February. So February was all about, has all been about purifying things in life. And I think this coming to a surface here is now it's purified, kind of going, wow, this is connecting a lot of different ways of doing things. And we're starting to, the eyes are really opening up. For some of us, it's going to be a bit of a hangover. For others, it's going to be kind of going, yes, bright new day for us. On our on our spiritual path, we have the 8 of Cups. Yeah, I think it is. This is where the curiosity comes in. So here we've got the moon card here, yeah, and on the 8 of Cups, you've got the moon that has been hiding the sun. So it's been like a total eclipse, and it's what it's doing there is provoking our curious side of life, our spiritual side of life. And this could be a revolution in regards to energy. I go into it majorly energy on our sister channel Somatic TV, and the sun has been particularly active during February, helping this purification. And also planets have been going into Aquarius on the other side of the sun. Everything's been on the opposite side of the sun. I will be doing a little bit of a video on Somatic TV about how that works with the planets. But that's the messages that are coming through from the universe. It's really purifying our connection with everything. And that's stimulating that curious side in us. So in a spiritual sense, I think we're going to go off on a bit of a curious journey. And the universe, and in week 1, we get the 7 of Cups. So this is about, there's only 1 cup there that's given the good stuff. And I think it's basically that curious path that we got to go down. It's so obvious, it's blatant. And this is what I call the card of the evident path. We'll know it, you'll feel it. The universe will make sure you know that evident path, that we know that evident path. And we're not going to get the wool pulled over our eyes anymore, or manipulated or cajoled into a certain way of being spiritually. Energetically, emotionally. I think we're going to have a lot more control over that. What's connecting our past to the future? So this is like connecting, I would say, sort of February through to March. You get the Wheel of Fortune. We get the Wheel of Fortune here, and that Wheel of Fortune, I think, it is a fortunate moment when we purify things. When we realise things in life, we kind of go, oh yeah, and that we can turn that to our favour. And I think February has been a very, very fortunate month. A bit trying, yes, but I think very, very fortunate. And I think this has stimulated this idea of walking or following the curious path that is in front of us. What's egging us on during March? Well, here we have the Empress card. Now the Empress, she has control over emotion. She's sat on a log that's shaped like a heart. She's got all that wheat at her feet. This is all the possibilities. You can do so much with wheat. Obviously, you can create bread, you can create pasta. You can also create sort of like salt modeling clay, which goes, you can bake in it and goes really hard and stuff like that. But also it's concerns with riches as well. And this is a richness of our spirit and our energies that we're driving on. The other thing is as well that on one side you get like the waterfall and the rivers, and then behind that you get the forest and what have you, and she's in this clearing, and you get this bright, beautiful sky. It's the whole idea that the Empress, she has a control over her empire emotionally and spiritually. So this is what is driving us as a collective going on. And what's the overall outcome? Yeah, I think we're going to see things. I think March, through this curious path and this evident path we're following, we're going to see things in a completely different way. And it ties into that Empress card of how we create our future here. And it's also that Moon card that's sort of like bringing up things that we're not on the underbelly of life, basically, within our spiritual path. Okay, so let's just pull on the material side of life. I think it's just to finalize the that side there. I think it's more than anything else is that we're getting this idea on our spiritual path that, as I say, the eyes are opening. It's the day after. We can see clearly now the rain has gone, and what are we going to do with that? And that's where I think things are going to become a lot more productive emotionally between countries, between groups of people, where they've got no choice. There's got to be a certain control over the emotions in order to find peace in everything, in the connections that we do in a collective way, in the connections that we do in our spiritual paths between different types of religions. And we have a great opportunity here that I think the mass, the greater number, can turn around and sort of say, no, we're going to do it a little bit differently. We hear your messages and we agree with them. Don't worry. The essence, we agree with all religious messages. But now we need to take it to the next step. We need to evolve. On the financial side here, I'm going to take that card back because I actually wanted to pull one for the overall energy there. So we had the Knight of Pentacles. And maybe the overall energy is a little bit about that, of actually starting to plant those seeds as we go forward. Yeah, Judgment Day. Judgment Day. It's Judgment Day coming in March. It could well be for say, like some financial systems and stuff like that. I think the overall energy here is almost like, it's like a day of reckoning in regards to financial affairs within the greater society, as it were. And I think this is where we're going to see things clearly. But there's also an aspect of sort of saying, okay, there is that day of reckoning, but what do we do afterwards? And that's what the important thing about the judgment here is. It's calling us onto that righteous path in regards to the way which we do technology, the way which we do finances, the way we do governance, all on the physical front. There's a real path to be going. And we get on the karmic path, the planning stage of it all here. Knowing that judgment, knowing the realization of what is going on in our financial world, what is going on in our political and our governance world, and what's going on in our technology world as well. There's some quite amazing things that are also incredibly frightening at the same time in regards to AI and so forth. But here is a case here that the world is our oysters. We are the masters of our destiny, I think, here. And I think this is what, on our karmic mission, we should understand that. Let's just see what's going on here from the universe. Judgment card, the world. This is a whole new way of being, people. This is a whole new way of being. And that way of being is being almost, someone said the other day that it's about time, you know, the top echelons of society started providing for the lower echelons. And I totally understand that. I totally get that. I don't have much hope in that. Unfortunately, I don't think, exceedingly rich people, there's very few that were just going to kind of go, okay, I'll abide to that, I'll give everything away, sort of scenario. I think we find that very difficult. But what the universe here is actually sort of saying here, and in the first week here, is that we have all the elements now together. That's what you get with the world cards. You get that fire, you get that sort of air, I think, or that water, that air, and that earth. You know, you get all of those aspects together. And that helps us to plan things. And it's like in the first week, of March, there seems to be something coming together where we're starting to see all the elements, and we're starting to see that judgment, that day of reckoning happening in front of our very eyes. And then we get the Nine of Cups. This is all about the possibilities, and this is what we're going to need to use out of that recognition of going from one dimension to another and planning for our future. We are planning on a lot of things that we've recognized in the past that are actually really good, that we can still keep using. But there's a lot of other things that we would like to contribute to it, or to help our governance system, or our financial system, or our technological system to evolve. And it could be, say, like laws that are passed. I'm not a great fan of laws anyway, but hence my name, Lawless. You know, I think there's a certain understanding maybe that we need to get within us. I would prefer that, an understanding within us, that we have the elements that we can provide or create something different. So it might be sort of in a way in which we do technology and sort of saying, well, we don't like you spying on us anymore, or taking or retaining all our information. It's taking the magic out of life, because it's all being preempted by feeds and adverts within our feed lines of our, you know, within our social media. It seems all a bit too contrived, and I think that's what is the driving realization. And here comes that Knight of Pentacles. It wanted to come out, and it will come out, and it's coming out in the third week. This is planting all those beautiful seeds there that we're getting there, and it's coming through the planning within us. And now it's the time to get on and do, get on and work, get on and start activating this judgment, this realization, this movement from one thing to another. And it doesn't necessarily mean like a coup d'etat or revolution. That's not how it needs to happen here. It has to be an evolutionary process, so everybody is involved in it. But we can plant beautiful seeds for future generations. What comes out of it? Patience. Yes, I think it's going to take time for it to really filter through, and it's going to take a bit of umming and ahhing as well. And that could be an influence from that moon as well on there, because we've got those two cups there, where we're umming and ahhing things. And I think it's a case of trying things out. There is a degree of patience precedes action, and there could well be this that's going on here. But within that action there, I think there's also an element of realizing the effects of our actions have upon the world that is around us. And that's where we can have patience. You need time for these things to filter through. Okay, so let's just do a bit of clarification with the light seers, Claude. You will have your own sign monthly reading coming out. Water signs, earth signs on Thursday, water signs on Friday, fire signs on Saturday, and air signs on Sunday. Just a bit of housekeeping. I will be going back to the weekly readings as well in March, because I want to try out very quick weekly readings, and so I can concentrate on special events as well, more than anything else. So I hope you do enjoy this channel. I hope you get the best out of all these readings. Really appreciate you being part of the Astroflower family. Overall energy, Two of Swords. With this stuff bringing to the surface, it is that choice there. It is the choice of following our spirit, following our inner being towards this sort of like Wheel of Fortune and the Empress and the Hangman scenario here. And it's difficult choices that we need to make. We need to be able to turn around and sort of say, okay, boys and girls, okay, this one group and this one group, okay, you guys have been knocking hell bells out of each other, right? So now just stop, yeah? Okay, you know, this is also our world. I understand that that's part of your world there, that's your local world, but it's now starting to affect everybody else in the world. And, you know, we don't want that to be, we don't want our world to be affected in that way. So I think there's tough decisions that need to be made here. Yeah. Okay, happiness after difficulty. I think that's what that moon card is, that difficult choice is all about. And we're using that curious pathway of the spirit in order to get to that happiness after difficulty. And the difficulty has been that purification of the last month, I think, more than anything else. And we're starting to go down that path, and we've got to have the courage or the conviction of our spirit to engage in a way that, yes, it's engaging in a global community, but not a new world order. That's the difference here. It has to be a natural coming together rather than a forced coming together. And I think that's what the difficult choice is all about. Healing, coming together, coming into one family, refinding our home. I think that's what the evident path is all about. I think within the first week, I think it's a major realization that we're all in this together. And once we start realizing that, actually it's within my advantage that everybody's okay. You know, that it's within my interest. And I think that's what that realization is, and it brings a lot of healing for oneself. Because if all of your neighbours are okay, no one's going to steal from you, no one's going to murder you. You know, I should imagine substance addiction will come right down, because we're looking after one another and we're enjoying life and we're engaging everybody in the whole sort of scenario. And, you know, therefore it's going to make you feel healed about a lot of things. Working together. That's that Wheel of Fortune moment, knowing that us as collective in our spirit and within our energy, we have amazing groups of works of energy, of groups of works of spirit. And we know that, and it's bringing that quality in from every angle. So it's like within every religion, I think we can see within every religion there is a good aspect of it that's probably worth bringing into the collective. And once you start recognizing the good quality work of every single religious or spiritual practice, that's when things, you can really start working out, you know, getting the best out of life for everybody. What did I say about control over emotions? You now get the King of Cups up there. We get the King of Cups with the Emperor's card. This control over our emotions are going to drive that success, drive that Wheel of Fortune. Having a certain... and control over our emotions, I've got to say, and I say it most times anyway, control over our emotions doesn't necessarily mean not showing our emotions. It means that when you do show your emotions, you show them purely, you know, pure emotions. And so therefore your emotions become very, very valuable. But if you're constantly just kind of go, oh, this, that, oh no, that, oh yeah, I'm always happy, always happy. You know, you take away, you know, if every road was paved with gold, gold would have no value whatsoever. So I think that's what we're understanding. Seeing things differently, opening up with our heart. Yes, I think it's allowing our heart to shine freely. I think that is what that Hangman card is all about. Now, funny thing is, in Pisces' birthday reading, the Hangman was really really important, and I think this plays out in the collective reading as well. And I think there's a realization that actually what we give out is what we get back collectively, and I think this is where we need to have this fair exchange going on. And yeah, it's a difficult decision to make at the beginning. On our financial side, with the Judgment, yeah, I think the Judgment is that it's all become very muddy. Within the material world, within the financial world, within the governance of regions of the earth, within like all material engagement technology. It's all become a little bit, you know, it's like, you know, where is Amazon based? Where do they pay their tax and everything like that? It all becomes a little bit, you know, it's not totally clear. And I think this is what that's all about. That Judgment there is allowing a lot of things to just allow it all to go, to drop to one side, because there's a lot of things we're carrying that should be a lot clearer. Planning, and be passionate about this planning. I think we need to be engaged, and I think we need to be engaged on a very local level. Once you engage on a local level, it will affect the national level, and then the national level will affect the international level. So this is where we can change the most. within our immediate environment, and it's engaging in life in a very passionate way. And I think we all need to be implied or engaged in this process. Sorry about that. Just had a problem with the recording. So we need to be applied in this, and this is what we're getting here from the first week. It is owning it. It's stepping into our power, basically knowing the pathway that we're going down, involving everything and being a leader. And I don't think it's as individuals. I think there needs to be a collective movement towards living fully engaged in a world. I think that's what's going to bring us the best results more than anything else. And once we're engaged on a local level, this is what's going to drive everything through the rest. With the 9 of Cups, we get the 10 of Pentacles. The abundance, once we start stripping this down and start realizing that and planning for our future and being engaged in it in such beautiful ways, and realizing that this is a whole new process that we're going through in the way of governance, in the way of finances, and within technology here. Once we start looking around us, I think we're going to realize that we've actually got loads of things at our disposal. And that's what's going to provide those beautiful seeds that we need to plant through the Knight of Pentacles. So it's a real engaging month more than anything else. The month of February was, as I say, a purifying month. And this month here in March, I think this is where we really start engaging with the results. We get the World card again here. This is a whole new cycle here. I think this is activating, in a way, the age of Aquarius. I was talking about it in the special readings with Pluto. And I think it is we're moving into the age of Aquarius. Now Pluto moves back into Capricorn in November, and I think this is like the first trial run in a way, and we've got to start instigating it. And that's possibly what the patience in the Temperance card is all about. Being patient about it, of having a trial run, of realizing what we need to be heading towards, our happiness and sunshine. I think that's what that is all about there. Totally of just really living it, just living our happiness and our sunshine. I think it's going to play out really beautiful for us in the future. You know, patience, we have been patient a long time. You know, abundance and harmony and peace has been prophesized in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the financial stability during the years 2000s, and everything like that. You know, the end of terrorism, the end of war, the end of all of that. That's what's all been prophesied. Kind of going, okay, we've been patient now. We want the happiness now. We want it now. You're doing a lot of things in my name, and I don't want that done in my name anymore. That's a bit serious to end with, wasn't it? So there you go, the Astroflower family. Thank you very much for being here. Really do appreciate your support. I hope you get the best out of these readings. I really do. As I said, in the month of March, I will be going back to the weeklies. They're going to be a lot shorter, so I can do more extended stuff on special readings more than anything else. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to check out all the links and our sister channel, Cymatic TV. Just done a reading over there according to how the solar flares affect the energies that are around you. Yes, I might see you over there for that, where you can subscribe to that channel. In the meantime, life could be fun, so please do enjoy.